Okay, got mine unlocked. This is what I was talking about. This just hooks in, and you can just always leave that open. You really don't need to close that, as long as everything's seated properly. If it's not seated properly, it doesn't push down on this, which means it won't turn on. So that's why it has to seat properly. Here you've got your power supply. You got some fans back in here that keep everything nice and cool. What I want you to do is right away, I want you to take, anytime you see a little cable, because this has just gone through shipping to Bermuda and back and all over the world, we want to push all of these connectors on. This here controls your waist sensors and things like that. This here box controls your temperature, so it's going to mix your hot and your cold together to give you that nice 37 degrees. There is a sensor underneath of it, and you'll see right here is where your cuvettes are shot out into your waist. This here is a sensor. We want to keep this sensor nice and clean, and you can just do that with a bit of water on there. Be careful that the green board doesn't get wrecked, and it's just connected. Don't know if you can see that, but just by 2 screws here, and then it just drops out and connects. It's pretty easy to fix that. This here is your optics. That goes up and it wraps around your reaction wheel. So what I want you to do is I want you to look at this instrument, and I want you to take every one of these cables and gently push them in. Make sure you have a good connection. And that's not what your problem is. It's just a good habit that anytime something comes new, that you push all these things back on and make sure that you have a good connection in there. Here you have your cameras, and that will read your large bottles, your small bottles. This is your ISC unit. This is your, if you want to introduce a sample without putting it in a cup. This is the lovely thing you're going to change today, and hopefully today. Now, it is really, really easy to do. There are 3 screws. One is straight here, one is up here, and one is in there. You're going to take off those 3 screws, and you're going to gently pull this out, and it's just going to come straight down. Now you're going to see that there's only a couple of connections that you need to unconnect, and I believe it's this red cable, and it is this first one. But that will be obvious to you when you go to pull it out. You'll say, oh wait, I'm still connected, and I'm pretty sure it's just that one. So you can take that one off, and you can take this front one off, and you're just gonna pull straight out, set it to the side. Your next one, when you go to put it in, this cable that you have at the top, sorry, let me just go around here. This brown cable here, this is your shaft. Sorry. This is your shaft, and you're just going to pull that through gently because you don't want this here to get caught. So when you're putting it back in, just make sure this is kind of sitting at the top. You won't have this metal piece on. This is just at the top. You gently push it through. Once it's through, you're going to just gently push that back up in. Make sure it's seated. Now you'll feel it. It will have a nice, good, solid feel to it. Screw those 3 screws in really tight. Reconnect here, reconnect here. And then what you're going to do is you're going to close the instrument. And to do that, you simply lift this a little bit so that it will lower. I'm trying to think if there's anything else in here that you would need to know. This is your waist. That's about it. It's pretty basic. These boards over here, we always want to make sure that those are in 100% condition because they're a bit tricky to change.